Have you ever felt like you're putting in all the effort, but the results just aren't showing up? You work day after day, and it seems like success is still a distant dream, something that's always out of reach. But what if the problem isn't you? What if the real issue is simply timing? What if success is simply waiting for the right moment, and all you need to do is trust that it's coming? Imagine for a moment that everything you've been working for, all the struggle, the sacrifices, the sleepless nights, they are all part of a bigger plan. And this plan is more perfect than you could ever realize right now. It's the understanding that everything happens when it's supposed to, not when you expect it. This is the power of timing. Many people in the world of self-help and motivation talk about the need for hard work, persistence, and unwavering dedication. These are vital ingredients, no doubt. But there's something that often gets overlooked in the hustle: the power of timing. Timing is not about waiting around, being passive, and hoping that one day things will fall into place. It's about recognizing the moments when things align, when your hard work meets the right opportunities. But here's the thing: you can't control when that happens. That's the hardest part, right? You can control your efforts, your attitude, your mindset, but the timing, the precise moment when everything clicks, that's not something you can rush. That's where you need to trust the process. You may be thinking, that sounds great, but I've been waiting for so long, my dreams feel like they're slipping further away. If that's how you feel, you're not alone. Everyone who's achieved greatness has faced this exact moment of doubt, when they felt like giving up was the only option. But here's the truth: the people who make it, the ones who succeed, are the ones who trusted the process and embraced the timing. Now, before you close this video thinking this is just another motivational speech, hear me out. What if I told you that God's timing is perfect? Yes, that's right. You're not waiting in vain. The universe, or whatever higher power you believe in, is aligning things behind the scenes. You just can't see it yet. That's why you must trust the process. Think about it. What if the reason you're still struggling, still working tirelessly, is because you're being shaped for something bigger than you can imagine right now? What if the struggle is the most important part of the entire process? You might not see it, but your current moment of difficulty could be the key to unlocking a much greater success down the line. You see, when it feels like you're hitting a wall, when it seems like no progress is being made, that's the moment most people give up. That's where they lose faith, but not you. You're gonna keep going, because success doesn't happen overnight. It's about timing, and your time is coming. Right now, you might feel like your efforts aren't enough. You might feel like success is a distant dream, something meant for other people, not you. But trust me when I say this, God's timing is perfect. What you're going through, what you're experiencing right now, it's all preparing you for what's to come. But you must stay patient. You must stay committed. And most importantly, you must trust that everything will come together at the right time. Here's the kicker: you don't even need to have all the answers right now. All you need to do is keep putting one foot in front of the other. Continue to show up. Continue to push forward even when it feels like you're walking through a fog of uncertainty. Because when the time is right, everything will fall into place. Stay with me. Watch this video until the end, because I promise you that what you'll discover about timing, patience, and trust in the process will change the way you view your journey to success. The rewards are waiting for you, but only if you stay the course. Trust me, your breakthrough is closer than you think. What if I told you that the very thing you're struggling with right now could be the missing piece to your success? The moments of discomfort, the times when you feel like nothing is going according to plan, those are actually the times when the most powerful transformations are happening. But here's the thing: you might not see it yet. That's where God's timing comes into play. You might have heard people say everything happens for a reason, or in time it will all make sense. But what does that really mean? What is God's timing, and why is it so crucial to understanding your journey to success? Let's start by breaking it down. When we talk about God's timing, we're talking about the natural rhythm of life. Think of it like the ticking of a clock, the flow of a river, or the unfolding of a flower. These things don't rush. They don't force things to happen before they are ready. They work in harmony with the world around them. And that's exactly how success works too. Success is a process, one that's not always under your control. You can set goals, work tirelessly, and remain focused, but that doesn't mean success will come exactly when you want it to. What God's timing really means is that there's a bigger picture, a grander plan at work. It's the understanding that everything is unfolding exactly as it should, even when you can't see it. Think about your journey so far. Have you ever felt like something happened at just the right moment? That opportunity that seemed impossible a few months ago but somehow appeared when you needed it most? Or that one connection you made that changed everything even though it felt random at the time? That's not just luck. That's timing at work. But how can you trust something you can't see, right? You might be wondering how you can trust a process that seems uncertain, even invisible. Here's the reality. When you trust God's timing, you trust the process. You trust that each step you take, no matter how small or seemingly insignificant, is leading you to exactly where you're meant to be. It's a leap of faith, not in some abstract concept, but in the idea that life is guiding you with purpose. There's something powerful about timing. Think about moments in history where things unfolded perfectly at just the right time. The best athletes are the ones who rise to the occasion when the moment demands it. The best businesses launch when the market is ready, not before. The best relationships form when the two people are ready to meet, not a moment sooner, not a moment later. And the best successes happen when you've done the work, trusted the process, and waited for the right opportunity to align with your efforts. You've probably experienced moments of frustration when you felt like success was just beyond your grasp. It's natural to want to rush the process, to force things to happen, especially when you're putting in so much effort. But that's where things can go wrong. When you push too hard, you risk missing the subtle signs, the quiet moments when everything falls into place. God's timing isn't about waiting around doing nothing. It's about continuing to show up every day, to work hard, to remain disciplined, and to let go of the need to control every aspect of the journey. It's about accepting that there are things beyond your control and learning to trust that those things are working out for you, even if you can't see them yet. Think about a time in your life when things didn't go according to your plan, but eventually you saw why it was for the best. Maybe a job you didn't get led you to an even better opportunity. Maybe a relationship that ended gave you the space to grow into the person you needed to become before you could meet the right person. That's timing at work. Sometimes things have to happen in a specific order for you to be ready. There's no point in rushing when you think you're ready for success but haven't yet developed the necessary skills or mindset to handle it. The universe might hold things back for you, not out of punishment, but out of preparation. It's giving you the space you need to grow to become someone capable of handling the life you're about to create. This is why patience is so important. It's not about sitting back and waiting for life to hand you things on a silver platter. It's about understanding that you are in a season of growth, and when the time is right, everything will come together. But you have to be patient enough to allow the process to unfold naturally. There will be times when you feel like nothing is happening. You might question whether all your hard work is paying off, but trust me, everything is building behind the scenes. The right opportunities are being created for you. The right people are being placed in your life, and when the time is right, everything will fall into place in ways you can't even imagine right now. Remember, timing is about aligning with the right moment, not forcing it. So, instead of trying to control when things will happen, focus on controlling what you can. Your mindset, your actions, your persistence. Keep moving forward, knowing that everything is working out for you in ways that are beyond your control. And here's the thing about timing. It's not just about waiting. It's about being prepared when that moment arrives. You're not wasting time. You're preparing yourself. Each day you push through, you learn, you grow, and you get closer to the success that's waiting for you. You don't have to see the entire path right now. All you need to do is trust that with every step, you're moving in the right direction. When you trust God's timing, you're trusting that everything you've been working for is coming to you. All those moments of doubt, all the hard days, they are leading to a place of success that you can't yet see. So take a deep breath, relax, and let life unfold in its perfect timing. Success is already on its way. You know what it feels like when you've given everything you've got, yet you're still waiting. Waiting for something, anything, to show that your hard work isn't in vain. We've all been there, the endless waiting, the uncertainty, the doubt. It feels like the finish line is out of sight no matter how far you've come. But here's the truth. In these moments when everything feels uncertain and you're questioning whether it's worth it, patience is your greatest ally. Patience isn't something we talk about much in today's world. In a society that thrives on instant gratification, patience seems like a lost art. We expect things to happen right now, but what happens when the results don't show up immediately? It's easy to get discouraged. It's easy to start doubting yourself and thinking that maybe you're just not cut out for success. But here's where you have to change your mindset. Patience is not passive waiting. It's an active choice to trust the process, knowing that the outcome is coming even if you can't see it yet. Patience is the silent force that works behind the scenes while you're still putting in the effort. It's what allows you to keep going even when progress feels invisible. Think about a seed planted in the ground. It doesn't sprout overnight, but under the surface, there's a whole process happening. Roots are growing, foundations are being built. The seed isn't just waiting idly, it's preparing for something far greater. And just like that seed, you are in the process of growth, even when it feels like nothing is changing. Success doesn't come from rushing through the journey, forcing every moment to fit into your timeline. It comes from trusting that every step you're taking is adding up, even if you can't see it in real time. There's a rhythm to the process of success, a pace that's uniquely yours. The truth is, when you rush, you miss the lessons that are hidden in the struggles, the moments of uncertainty, and the slow steps that seem insignificant. These are the moments that shape you into the person you need to become in order to handle success when it finally arrives. This is where many people fail. They think that success should come immediately, and when it doesn't, they give up. But they don't realize that the hard days, the setbacks, the failures, they're all part of building something stronger. Without the struggle, there is no growth. Without the wait, there is no appreciation for what's to come. You're not just waiting for success, you're being shaped into someone who can fully appreciate and handle it when it finally arrives. The beauty of patience is that it teaches you to trust your own efforts, even when the outcome isn't immediately visible. Every day you keep showing up, you're adding to the foundation of your success. You don't have to see it right now. You just have to trust that the work you're putting in will bear fruit when the time is right. Patience teaches you to focus on the process, not just the destination. It's the belief that every step you take, no matter how small, is a step in the right direction. But there's something else patience does. It allows you to appreciate where you are right now. Too often we get caught up in chasing the next goal, the next milestone, and we forget to appreciate the journey. The wins, the lessons, the small victories, they're all part of the journey. When you practice patience, you can look around and realize how far you've come. You can see that every single day is a victory in itself. Patience also teaches you to let go of control. There's a certain freedom that comes with accepting that not everything is in your hands. The timing, the opportunities, the results, they will all come when they are meant to. Your job is to keep showing up, to keep working, and to trust that what you're building today will eventually come to fruition. You don't need to control everything. The more you release the need for control, the more space you create for the right things to happen at the right time. Here's the hardest part: learning to trust in yourself during those moments of waiting. It's easy to trust the process when things are going well, but what happens when it feels like you're stuck? What happens when you've done everything you can and the results are still nowhere in sight? This is when patience is tested the most, but this is also when it's most important. This is the moment when you need to remind yourself that everything you've done, everything you've worked for, is still valid. You're not failing, you're simply in the process. When you embrace patience, you're choosing to honor your own growth. You're giving yourself the grace to be imperfect, to take things one day at a time, and to allow life to unfold in its own time. This is where true strength lies, not in forcing things to happen, but in trusting that everything will come together when you are ready. You are building the foundation for something great, and the timing is always perfect, even if it doesn't seem like it right now. Every day you're growing, every struggle, every challenge, every step forward, they're all part of a bigger plan that you can't fully see yet. But don't worry, because the best part is yet to come. Just keep trusting, keep showing up, and keep practicing patience. You'll look back one day and realize that the waiting was just the beginning of something extraordinary. So take a moment today to appreciate where you are. Trust that you are exactly where you need to be. And remember, patience isn't about waiting for something to happen. It's about trusting that everything is unfolding exactly as it should. Success isn't a race, it's a journey. And with patience, you will reach your destination and you will be ready when the time comes. Have you ever watched someone achieve success and wondered, how did they get there? We often look at the end result, the shiny car, the business empire, the dream life, and think it happened overnight. But the truth is, success doesn't happen by accident. It's the result of small, consistent actions taken over time. This is the secret that so many successful people know but fail to share. Consistency is the real key to unlocking your potential. Consistency is the glue that holds everything together. It's the commitment to showing up even when you don't feel like it. It's doing the work day in and day out no matter what life throws at you. Success doesn't come from big dramatic moments. It comes from the quiet, often unseen efforts that add up over time. The secret is in doing the small things over and over again with determination and focus. Success isn't a sprint, it's a marathon. It's about the long game, not the quick wins. Think about the habits that have shaped your life so far. Whether good or bad, your habits are what have brought you to where you are today. If you want to change the outcome, you must first change your habits. But here's the catch. Change doesn't happen overnight. Just like planting a seed, it takes time, consistency, and care. You might not see immediate results, but that doesn't mean the process isn't working. Every effort you make, no matter how small, is laying the foundation for your future success. Consistency is often the hardest part of any journey. It's easy to start something new with excitement and energy, but as time goes on, that initial burst fades and the reality of the work sets in. It's in these moments when motivation wanes that consistency is the true test of your commitment. It's not about being motivated every day. It's about doing the work even when you're not feeling it. When you stay consistent, you build momentum, and that momentum starts to drive you forward even when you don't feel like moving. The most successful people in the world didn't get there because they were smarter or more talented than anyone else. They got there because they stuck with it even when things weren't going well. They showed up every single day and did the work. They understood that success is not about making huge leaps. It's about taking small steps day after day, building on what you did yesterday, and trusting that those small efforts would eventually add up to something great. Consistency isn't just about showing up. It's about showing up with purpose. It's about focusing on the right actions and doing them repeatedly without letting distractions derail you. You need to have a clear vision of where you want to go and then consistently take actions that align with that vision. It's easy to get caught up in things that don't matter. Social media, distractions, noise, all of these things will try to pull you off track. But the most successful people know how to focus. They block out the noise and stay focused on the actions that will bring them closer to their goal. When you commit to consistency, you also commit to improvement. Every day, every task is an opportunity to get better. Success doesn't happen by accident, and it doesn't happen by doing the same thing over and over without reflection. Consistency doesn't mean doing the same thing mindlessly. It means showing up with the intention of improving, of doing better today than you did yesterday. Small adjustments, small improvements add up over time, and before you know it, you've made massive progress. There will be days when things go wrong. There will be times when you feel like you've failed. But here's the thing. Failure isn't the end. It's part of the process. And consistency is what helps you bounce back from failure. It's what gives you the strength to keep going when you'd rather quit. When you keep showing up, no matter how many times you fall, you build resilience. You learn from your mistakes and use them as stepping stones to get closer to your goal. The truth is, we all face setbacks. No one's journey is without obstacles. But those who succeed are the ones who keep moving forward despite the challenges. They don't let setbacks define them. They understand that failure is not the opposite of success, it's part of success. Consistency in the face of adversity is what separates those who reach their dreams from those who give up halfway. One of the most powerful aspects of consistency is its ability to compound, just like the effect of saving a little bit of money every day. The small, consistent efforts you put in will compound and create exponential results over time. The more you show up, the more you do, the more you improve, and the closer you get to your goal. It's like building a wall, one brick at a time. At first, it may seem like you're not getting anywhere, but with each brick you lay, you're getting closer to completing the structure. The same principle applies to your success. Each action you take, no matter how small, is a building block that will lead to something bigger and better. So, how do you stay consistent even when the going gets tough? The key is to make it a habit. When something becomes a habit, it doesn't require motivation. It becomes part of who you are. If you want to make consistency a part of your life, you need to build the right habits. Start small, pick one thing to focus on, and commit to doing it every single day. It could be waking up earlier, exercising, reading, or practicing a skill. As you build these habits, consistency will become second nature. And once consistency becomes ingrained in your life, you'll start to see the results you've been working for. Consistency is the foundation of success. It's the thing that allows you to build on your progress, no matter how small. It's the quiet power that propels you forward, even when you can't see the results yet. Stay consistent, keep putting in the work, and trust that over time, it will all come together. Your success is the result of the consistent actions you take day in and day out. And with each step, you're one step closer to achieving everything you've dreamed of. You've probably heard it before. Get out of your comfort zone. But have you ever really stopped to think about what that means? Most people stay in their comfort zones not because they are lazy or afraid, but because it's familiar. It's safe. It's easy. But the truth is, growth doesn't happen in comfort. Growth happens when you push past your limits, when you face the things that challenge you. Success comes when you step outside of what's comfortable and embrace the struggles that help you evolve into a stronger, more capable person. When you take a step into the unknown, it's normal to feel fear. Fear is not something to avoid or run from. It's a sign that you're on the edge of something great. The most successful people in the world have learned how to use fear, how to make it work for them, not against them. They understand that fear is a natural response to growth. Without fear, there is no progress. The more you challenge yourself, the more you put yourself into uncomfortable situations, the more you grow. The path to success is never a straight line. It's full of twists, turns, obstacles, and setbacks. There will be moments where you question whether it's all worth it. Moments where you feel like you're losing, but this is exactly where the magic happens. The struggle is the proving ground. It's where you separate those who will achieve greatness from those who will stay the same. Without struggle, there is no progress. Without hardship, there is no growth. The hardships are the very things that shape you into the person who is capable of handling success when it comes. When you face challenges, it's easy to feel defeated. But what if you could start seeing challenges as opportunities instead of roadblocks? What if you could look at each struggle as a chance to grow stronger, to learn something new, to become a better version of yourself? This shift in perspective is crucial. Every setback, every failure, every struggle you face is a lesson. And the more you embrace those lessons, the more you'll grow, the more you'll advance, and the more equipped you'll be for what's coming. Struggles are not something to avoid, they are something to embrace. Think about the last time you faced a real challenge. Maybe it was a difficult project, a personal setback, or a financial struggle. At the time, it probably felt overwhelming, like you might not make it through. But looking back, didn't you learn something from that experience? Didn't you come out the other side stronger, more capable, more resilient? Every time you face adversity, you become more than you were before. You don't just survive, you thrive. The struggles you face today are building the person you need to be tomorrow. The pain of struggle isn't forever, it's temporary, but the strength, the character, and the skills you develop from those struggles last a lifetime. When you go through tough times, they become part of you. You become more adaptable, more resourceful, more confident. You begin to see challenges as stepping stones, not obstacles. Each challenge you overcome is a victory, and with each victory, you move closer to your ultimate goal. The key to embracing struggles is to shift your mindset. Instead of seeing challenges as something to fear or avoid, start seeing them as necessary parts of the journey. Think of them as the building blocks that will help you grow. You don't learn to swim by reading a book about swimming. You learn to swim by jumping into the water. The same is true for success. You don't learn to handle challenges by thinking about them. You learn by facing them head on and learning from them. Success is built on a series of challenges that test your ability to adapt, to overcome, and to push through. Every obstacle you face is an opportunity to improve your mindset, your strength, and your capacity for success. When you understand this, you stop fearing failure. You stop fearing struggle. You begin to welcome it because you know that on the other side of every challenge lies a new level of success. Embracing the struggle is not about making your life harder. It's about making yourself stronger. It's about pushing through the discomfort and realizing that growth only happens when you push your limits. Think about the things you've accomplished in your life. Were they easy? Probably not. But you still achieved them. You pushed through, you took risks, you put in the work, you embraced the struggle and came out stronger on the other side. That's the secret. The struggle is a part of the journey, not something to avoid. The most successful people didn't get to where they are by running from problems. They got there by running toward them. They understand that when life pushes them, they don't retreat, they rise. They meet challenges head on. They learn from them, grow from them, and use them to fuel their progress. Every successful person has faced their fair share of struggles, but what sets them apart is their willingness to keep going, to keep moving forward even when things get tough. You might not see the end result right now, but that's okay. The important part is to keep pushing forward, to keep showing up, and to keep embracing the struggle. The best things in life don't come easy. They come to those who are willing to do the work, who are willing to face the challenges, and who understand that growth happens when you push past your limits. So next time you face a struggle, remember that it's not the end. It's the beginning of something greater. It's the moment where you prove to yourself just how strong, capable, and resilient you really are. Embrace it, learn from it, and use it to fuel your journey towards success. The struggle isn't there to hold you back, it's there to propel you forward. Trust the process. Embrace the struggle, and know that on the other side, your success is waiting for you. There's a deep, undeniable truth that often gets overlooked in our fast-paced world. Everything has its time. This might sound simple, but it's incredibly profound. Patience is not just a virtue, it's the silent force that drives success. In a world obsessed with instant results, we forget that real, lasting success is a product of timing, effort, and unwavering trust in the process. Think about the trees around you. They don't grow overnight. They don't rush. They understand that growth takes time, and they trust the seasons. They wait for the rain, for the sunshine, and for the right conditions to bloom. They know that every stage, every season serves a purpose in their journey to greatness. And so should you. Life has its own rhythm, and if you try to force things before their time, you'll only end up frustrated and tired. The key is understanding that everything will unfold exactly as it's meant to. Patience doesn't mean sitting idly and waiting for success to fall into your lap. Far from it. It means putting in the work, staying consistent, and trusting that your time will come. It means working through the tough days when it feels like nothing is happening, knowing that those moments are building the foundation for your success. Just like a seed doesn't sprout immediately, your efforts may not always yield visible results right away, but that doesn't mean nothing is happening. Beneath the surface, there's growth, there's change, there's progress. Sometimes we get impatient. We see others reaching their goals faster, and we start to doubt ourselves. We ask, why am I not there yet? But what if this impatience is the very thing keeping us from succeeding? What if, instead of rushing, we could embrace the fact that our journey is uniquely ours? The timing of your life is perfect for you. You don't need to compare your journey to anyone else's, because you are on your own path. Trust that the experiences and lessons you need are coming to you exactly when you need them. We live in a world where everything seems to happen instantly. We get food in minutes, we send messages with a tap, and we can even get a taxi with just a click. This has led us to believe that success should also happen quickly. But success isn't a microwave dinner. It's more like a slow-cooked meal. It takes time, care, and the right ingredients. The process cannot be rushed, and the longer you try to force it, the more you risk compromising the outcome. Patience teaches us to slow down and focus on what's in front of us. It allows us to stop looking at the end goal for a moment and appreciate the small wins along the way. Each step, no matter how small, is part of your story. You may not see the big picture right now, but if you stay patient, the pieces will start to come together. Each step forward adds to your experience, and over time you'll look back and realize just how far you've come. The success you're waiting for isn't a matter of chance, it's a matter of timing. And right now, you're exactly where you need to be. You may feel like you're putting in all this work and not seeing any rewards, but remember, everything takes time. Even the most successful people face times when they struggled, doubted, and felt like giving up. What set them apart was their ability to keep going even when they couldn't see immediate results. It's easy to give up when the results don't come fast enough. But those who succeed are the ones who are willing to endure, to trust in the journey, and to believe in themselves even when the world doesn't seem to recognize their efforts. In your own life, the key is learning to trust the process. Trust that your efforts are not in vain even when they don't seem to pay off immediately. Trust that the struggles, the setbacks, and the challenges are all part of your preparation for something greater. Success doesn't happen in an instant. It's built over time, layer by layer, with patience, perseverance, and trust. If you remain consistent and focused, you'll start to see the rewards of your efforts, and when you do, you'll understand that it was all worth it. It's important to remind yourself that you're not behind. You're exactly where you're meant to be. Everyone's journey is different, and just because someone else seems to be moving faster doesn't mean they're ahead of you. Time isn't linear. What matters most is that you continue to put in the work, keep showing up, and trust that your moment will come when the time is right. Patience doesn't just apply to big goals either. It's about trusting the timing in every area of life. It's trusting that your relationships, your career, your health, all of it will unfold at the right time. You may not have everything figured out right now, but that's okay. You don't need to. The right things will come at the right time, and when they do, you'll be ready for them. Patience doesn't mean waiting around without purpose. It means doing the work, staying focused, and understanding that timing is everything. Sometimes we forget that the universe is always working in our favor. We are exactly where we need to be at the exact right time. The opportunities you're seeking are coming to you. The experiences that will shape your future are already on their way. The key is patience and trust. When you trust in the timing of your life, you release the pressure to rush. You let go of the need to control everything, and you simply allow things to unfold naturally. And when that happens, you will find yourself exactly where you're meant to be. Exactly when you're meant to be there. You might not see it today, but trust that everything happening in your life right now is preparing you for something bigger. The struggles, the setbacks, the waiting, they are all part of your journey, and they're setting you up for the success you're destined for. Keep showing up, keep doing the work, and most importantly, keep trusting that your time is coming. In the end, patience is power. It's the power to believe in yourself and in the process, even when you can't see the full picture. It's the power to keep going when it feels like nothing is changing. It's the power to know that everything is falling into place exactly as it should. Your journey is unfolding at the right time, and all you need to do is trust it. Have you ever looked at someone else's journey and thought, why am I not there yet? It's easy to compare yourself to others, especially when it feels like everyone around you is moving forward faster. The truth is, no two journeys are the same. Your path is unique to you, and that's exactly how it's meant to be. The world can be overwhelming with constant pressure to keep up, but the real power lies in embracing your own timeline and trusting that where you are right now is exactly where you need to be. The first thing to realize is that comparing yourself to others does nothing but steal your peace and confidence. Everyone is fighting their own battles, facing different challenges, and walking through their own process. You don't know what struggles someone else had to endure to get where they are, and you don't know what lies ahead for them. What you do know, though, is that your life has its own rhythm and its own pace, and the more you try to fit into someone else's mold, the more you'll feel out of place. When you try to walk someone else's path, you're not walking toward your true potential. You're chasing a vision that may not even be yours. The beauty of life is that there's no single formula for success. What works for one person might not work for you, and that's perfectly fine. Success isn't one size fits all. It's about finding your own way, embracing your own pace, and trusting that the journey you're on is unfolding exactly as it should. Think about this for a moment. Imagine a painter trying to recreate someone else's masterpiece. They could spend years perfecting every brushstroke, but if they're not painting from their own heart, it will never feel truly authentic. The same is true for you. You can look at other people's lives, their achievements, and their success, but if you're not following your own path, if you're not creating your own story, it will never have the depth and meaning that comes from being true to yourself. Your path may not always look like what you expected. It might be slower, with more setbacks or challenges than you anticipated, but that doesn't mean it's not leading you exactly where you need to go. Every twist and turn, every up and down is part of the process. The bumps in the road are what shape you, what teach you lessons you would never have learned if everything had been smooth and easy. It's in those moments of struggle that you grow, and it's through overcoming obstacles that you build the resilience and strength needed for the next chapter of your journey. It's important to remember that your timeline is not someone else's. Just because someone else has achieved their dreams doesn't mean you're behind. It doesn't mean you're failing. It simply means you're on a different journey. Your journey is unique. The time it takes for you to reach your goals might be different, and that's okay. What matters is that you keep moving forward, that you stay focused on your own path, and that you trust the process. No one has it all figured out, no matter how perfect their life may seem on the outside. We all have our own struggles, our own lessons to learn, and our own battles to face. And while it's easy to feel like you're missing something when you look at others, remember that everyone has their own challenges to overcome. The truth is, we're all on different paths, working through our own stories and finding success in our own ways. So instead of comparing yourself to others, focus on your own progress and celebrate your own wins, no matter how small they may seem. Your journey is yours alone. Don't let the noise of the world distract you. Stay focused on your goals, on your purpose, and on the path that feels right for you. Trust that you're not behind, you're not lost, and you're not too late. You're exactly where you need to be. And the time will come when you'll look back and realize that every step, every struggle, every detour was part of a bigger picture, one that was always meant to lead you to exactly where you are now. Embrace the uncertainty. It's okay not to have all the answers. It's okay if you don't know exactly how things will unfold. Life is a journey of discovery. The beauty is in the unfolding, in the exploration of what comes next. The path may not always be clear, but as long as you keep walking forward one step at a time, you will find your way. Trust that everything you're experiencing now, everything you're learning along the way, is shaping you into the person you need to be in order to reach your full potential. Stop stressing over the when and focus on the how. How can you grow today? How can you become a better version of yourself right now? The beauty of this journey is that you don't need to have all the answers. You just need to keep moving forward. Each day brings new opportunities, new lessons, and new growth. Even on the tough days, remember that you're learning, you're evolving, and you're becoming the person you were meant to be. It's also important to be kind to yourself along the way. So often, we are our own harshest critics. We beat ourselves up for not being further along, for not having it all together, but this is where the real power lies, in embracing the fact that you are exactly where you need to be. Your story is unique, your timeline is unique, and your success will come in your own time. Trust in yourself and in the path that you're walking. Every step forward, no matter how small, is a step toward your dreams. Your journey is not a race, and it's certainly not a competition. There's no need to hurry. Take your time, stay true to your purpose, and enjoy the ride. When you look back, you'll see that every challenge, every triumph, every setback was a necessary part of the process. The journey you're on is yours, and it's leading you to exactly where you're meant to be. Have you ever felt like giving up? When everything seems harder than expected and every step forward feels like a struggle, it's easy to want to quit. But here's the truth. Perseverance is not about never feeling tired or frustrated. It's about moving forward despite those feelings. It's about showing up even when the road is rough, when the future seems uncertain, and when the weight of everything feels overwhelming. Perseverance is about making the decision to keep going even when you don't feel like it. There are moments when you'll doubt yourself. There will be times when you question whether all the effort is worth it. But this is where the most important part of your journey begins. The decision to keep going in the face of adversity is what sets successful people apart. It's not about being perfect or having it all figured out. It's about pushing through when it feels impossible. It's about continuing to take one step after the next, even when it feels like you're moving slower than you'd like. It's in those moments of doubt, when you feel like you've hit a wall, that you discover what you're really made of. Success doesn't come to those who never face challenges, but to those who keep fighting even when the odds seem stacked against them. Every time you push through a difficult situation, you're building resilience, you're strengthening your character, and you're proving to yourself that you are capable of more than you realize. It's easy to feel discouraged when things aren't going your way. We live in a world where instant gratification is often the norm, and we're told that success should come quickly and without effort. But real success, the kind that lasts, is built over time. It's built on the foundation of perseverance. The great achievements in life don't happen overnight. They come after years of hard work, setbacks, failures, and the unwavering belief that you can still make it through. Consider the process of sculpting a statue. It's not about adding one perfect piece at a time, but about chipping away at the block of marble until something beautiful emerges. The sculptor doesn't stop halfway through just because it seems hard. They keep going because they know that with every chip, they're one step closer to their masterpiece. You are no different. Each day you continue, each moment you push forward, you are chiseling away at the person you're becoming. Even when it feels like you're not making progress, you are. The key to perseverance is not to judge your progress by immediate results. The results may take time to show up, but that doesn't mean nothing is happening. The work you put in now is building a foundation for later. Success is like planting a seed. You water it, nurture it, and wait. At first, you might not see much happening. But beneath the surface, things are growing. Roots are forming, and in time your efforts will bloom into something beautiful. There will be days when it feels like you're stuck, like you've tried everything and nothing is working. But these are the days when you need to push the hardest. It's often when you're closest to a breakthrough that the struggle feels the most intense. When you're exhausted, when you feel like you're running on empty, That's when the real change begins. That's when your true potential is being tested. If you give up at this moment, you'll never know how close you were to achieving what you set out to do. The path to success is not linear. It's full of ups and downs, twists and turns. But if you commit to the process, even when the path is difficult, you will get there. Perseverance doesn't mean that you will never fall or fail. It means that you will rise every time you do. Every setback is an opportunity to learn, to grow, and to come back stronger. And when you look back on those moments, you'll realize that the struggles weren't obstacles, they were stepping stones leading you to where you needed to be. Sometimes it helps to remember that the greatest achievers in history weren't always the most talented or the luckiest. They were the ones who refused to quit. They faced rejection, they dealt with failure, and yet they kept going. They kept pushing forward because they knew that true success wasn't about avoiding failure, but about using it to fuel their journey. And this is what will set you apart too, your ability to persevere when others would have given up. Don't let temporary failures convince you to quit. Every failure is simply a lesson, a step toward success. Each time you fall, you learn something valuable. It may not be obvious right away, but over time, you'll see that every setback had a purpose. It's like learning to ride a bike. At first you fall over, but with each fall you get closer to balancing. With each attempt you gain more strength and understanding until eventually you're riding smoothly and confidently. The same goes for your journey. Keep riding even when it feels like you're losing your balance. Eventually you'll master the ride. Your ability to persevere is tied to your belief in yourself. When you believe in your potential, even in the face of adversity, you unlock an incredible power within you. It's easy to quit when things aren't going your way, but it takes strength to keep moving forward when the world feels like it's pushing you back. Believe in your vision. Trust in your purpose. Remind yourself every day that you're capable of more than you think. Your resilience is your superpower. The more you tap into it, the more unstoppable you become. Remember, nothing worth having comes easily. The greatest things in life are earned, not given. They are achieved by those who keep showing up, even when they don't feel like it. When you feel like you've hit rock bottom, remember that you're not alone. Everyone has moments of doubt, of struggle, but those who push through these moments are the ones who find success. Keep moving forward, keep showing up. Your persistence will pay off, and one day you'll look back and be proud of how far you've come. Perseverance isn't just about surviving the hard moments. It's about thriving because of them. Every time you continue, you grow stronger. Every time you keep going, you become the person you need to be to reach your dreams. Keep pushing forward. The best is yet to come. Have you ever failed at something important to you? Felt that deep sense of disappointment, as if everything you've worked for has been in vain? It's in those moments that many people want to throw in the towel and walk away. But what if I told you that failure isn't the end? What if I told you that failure is not something to avoid, but something to embrace? Failure is not the opposite of success. It is an essential part of the process. Every time you fail, you are closer to success. Failure is the teacher that shows you what didn't work so you can try something new. It's not a reflection of who you are or your potential, but a lesson in the making. The only true failure in life is giving up and refusing to learn from the lessons that come with each setback. Think about the countless stories of successful people who failed before they succeeded. Many of them failed repeatedly. They didn't get it right the first time, or the second, or even the third. But they didn't let those failures define them. Instead, they used them as stepping stones. With every failure, they gained wisdom, they grew stronger, and they refined their approach. Take Thomas Edison, for example. He failed thousands of times before he invented the light bulb. Thousands. Imagine if he had stopped after the first 100 failures, or the first 1,000. The world would be a much darker place today. It was his willingness to fail, and to fail again, that ultimately led to his greatest success. Every failure brought him closer to finding the right formula. And in the end, his failures became the foundation of his triumph. You might be thinking, but my failures are different. I've tried everything and nothing works. And I get it. It's discouraging when you feel like you're doing everything right, yet still falling short. But remember, you're not failing forever. Each time you fall, you're given a new opportunity to rise. Success is not about avoiding failure. It's about your ability to learn from it and rise again. The path to success is like a ladder. With each failure, you climb a rung higher. Yes, some rungs are harder to reach than others. Yes, some may feel wobbly or unstable. But the more you climb, the more you learn. And each rung brings you closer to the top. You cannot skip the rungs. You cannot avoid the falls. If you want to reach the top, you must embrace the climb with all of its challenges and obstacles. When you encounter failure, it can feel like a personal defeat. It can hurt your confidence and make you question your abilities. But it's essential to remember that failure is not a reflection of your worth. It's simply feedback. Feedback that tells you what needs to be changed, adjusted, or improved. Failure can also be a powerful motivator. The pain of failure can push you to work harder, to think more creatively, and to sharpen your skills. It's often in our most difficult moments that we discover what we are truly capable of. The key is to shift your mindset. Instead of seeing failure as something to fear, see it as something to embrace. When you change your perspective, failure stops being something that holds you back and becomes something that propels you forward. Think of failure as a lesson that adds value to your life. Every mistake, every setback is an opportunity to develop your character, your skills, and your understanding of what works. The person you become on the other side of failure is far more capable, far more prepared to handle success than the person you were before. We all face challenges. We all face moments of doubt. But how we react to those challenges determines who we become. If we run from failure, we never give ourselves the chance to truly grow. But if we confront failure head on, we build the resilience needed to succeed in the long run. Failure teaches us humility, patience, and perseverance. It forces us to rethink our approach, to get back on our feet and try again, smarter and stronger than before. One of the greatest things about failure is that it strips away the illusion of perfection. It reminds us that we don't need to have it all figured out. We don't need to be perfect. In fact, perfection is not even the goal. Progress is. And the beauty of failure is that it guarantees progress. As long as you're learning and growing, you're moving in the right direction. So the next time you face a failure, remember, it's not the end, it's the beginning. It's an opportunity to do better, to be better. If you let failure teach you, if you embrace it and learn from it, you will be unstoppable. You will be one step closer to your dreams, because failure is not something to fear. It is a powerful tool for success. Your failures don't define you. It's your ability to get back up, to keep going, that truly defines your journey. Keep moving forward no matter how many times you fall. Each time you rise stronger, wiser, and more capable of achieving your goals. Remember, every failure is a blessing in disguise. It's preparing you for something greater, something bigger than you ever imagined. So don't shy away from failure. Welcome it, embrace it, and watch how it transforms your life in ways you never thought possible. Success is on the other side of failure. Keep going. How do you view the world? How do you see yourself in it? The way you perceive things determines everything. It shapes the actions you take, the decisions you make, and ultimately, the results you achieve. So what if I told you that your mindset is the key to unlocking your potential? That your thoughts and beliefs have the power to create your reality? The truth is, success begins in your mind. It all starts with how you think about yourself and the world around you. If you believe that success is possible, that you are capable, and that you can achieve anything you set your mind to, then the world begins to open up. When you cultivate a positive and resilient mindset, you put yourself in a position to succeed. It's not about having everything figured out. It's about believing that you can figure things out, no matter how difficult it may seem. It's about trusting in your ability to adapt, to overcome, and to push through the challenges life throws at you. And here's the kicker: your beliefs are so powerful that they will shape the actions you take. If you believe that you will succeed, you will take actions that align with that belief. But if you believe that failure is inevitable, your actions will follow that belief as well. Your mindset is the foundation of everything. It determines how you approach problems, how you handle adversity, and how you bounce back from setbacks. A mindset focused on growth and progress sees every challenge as an opportunity. A mindset focused on limitations sees every challenge as a roadblock. The truth is, we all face challenges, but the key difference between those who succeed and those who don't is how they choose to view those challenges. Think about it. Have you ever heard someone say, "I can't do this," or "this is impossible"? Those words alone create a mental barrier. When you say those things, your mind immediately starts working to prove them true. It shuts down creativity, removes the possibility of success, and puts you in a fixed mindset where growth becomes nearly impossible. On the other hand, when you adopt a mindset of, "I will figure this out," "I am capable of more," or "I have what it takes," You begin to shift your thinking. You open up your mind to possibility. You give yourself the space to learn, to grow, and to adapt. When you believe in yourself, your brain starts to find solutions. It starts looking for opportunities instead of problems. And that is the difference between achieving your dreams and staying stuck in the same place. The power of belief is real. Look at the stories of people who have defied the odds. They weren't always the most talented or the most gifted, but what they had was an unshakable belief in themselves and their mission. They believed that they could achieve what others thought was impossible, and that belief was the driving force behind their success. Take Michael Jordan, for example. He wasn't the best player when he started, and he was even cut from his high school basketball team. But what set him apart wasn't just his physical ability, it was his mindset. He believed in his potential, and he put in the hard work to match that belief. Every time he faced failure, he saw it as a lesson. Every setback was an opportunity to grow, to get better, and to come back stronger. Your mindset also determines how you handle failure. If you have a fixed mindset, you'll view failure as a final verdict. But if you have a growth mindset, you'll see failure as a stepping stone, a necessary part of the journey. It's not the failure itself that matters, but how you choose to respond to it. A positive mindset empowers you to keep moving forward, to keep learning, and to keep striving for success no matter how many times you fall. So what's the secret to developing this powerful mindset? It starts with your self-talk. The way you speak to yourself matters more than you realize. Every time you say something negative about yourself or your abilities, you are reinforcing limiting beliefs. But when you speak positively and encourage yourself, you begin to shift your inner dialogue. I can do this. I am capable. I will find a way. These simple statements can rewire your brain and help you build the confidence you need to move forward. Another key aspect of mindset is the ability to stay focused on the long-term vision. It's easy to get discouraged when things don't happen as quickly as you want them to. But success isn't about instant gratification. It's about staying the course, no matter how long it takes. If you keep your eyes on the bigger picture, the setbacks and challenges become just a part of the process. You learn to be patient, to trust the journey, and to have faith that the results will come if you keep pushing forward. Your mindset also shapes your resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from adversity, to keep going even when things get tough. And resilience is a skill that can be developed with practice. When you face challenges, you can choose to either give up or keep going. And the more you choose to keep going, the stronger your resilience becomes. Over time, you develop an unbreakable mindset that sees obstacles as temporary and success as inevitable. The way you think is the way you live. Your thoughts create your reality. If you believe that you are capable of achieving greatness, you will take the necessary actions to make it happen. But if you believe that you are stuck or limited, you will stay stuck. The choice is yours. Your mindset can either be your greatest asset or your biggest obstacle. So choose wisely. Choose to believe in yourself. Choose to trust in your ability to overcome challenges, to learn, and to grow. Choose to see opportunities where others see roadblocks. And most importantly, choose to believe that your dreams are possible. Because once you believe in your own potential, the sky's the limit. Success will be yours. Keep believing, keep moving forward. Your mindset is everything. You're going to face challenges. You're going to fall. You're going to experience moments when it feels like everything is going against you. And in those moments, it's easy to feel defeated. It's easy to wonder why it's happening to you. But here's something powerful to understand. The struggle is part of the journey. In fact, it's often the most difficult times that shape us into who we need to become. Think about it for a second. Without struggle, there is no growth. Without adversity, there is no strength. Every challenge you face, every failure you experience, it all serves a purpose. It pushes you to become better, to adapt, and to rise above what you thought was possible. It's easy to look at someone who's successful and think they have it all figured out. You see the finished product, but you don't see the struggle behind the scenes. You don't see the late nights, the failures, the doubts, and the sacrifices. Every successful person has faced their own struggles. What sets them apart is that they didn't let those struggles define them. They used them as fuel to keep going. The road to success isn't straight. It's full of twists, turns, and obstacles. But what makes the difference is how you approach those challenges. When things get tough, you have two choices. You can quit or you can keep going. The moment you decide to keep going, to push through the difficulty, is when your growth begins. The struggle doesn't stop you, it strengthens you. Think about how muscle growth works. When you lift weights, you break down your muscles. It's painful and it can feel like you're getting weaker. But over time, your body repairs those muscles and makes them stronger. It's exactly how personal growth works. The more you face adversity, the stronger you become. It's not about avoiding the struggle, it's about embracing it and learning from it. And yet, so many people shy away from challenges. They want the easy way, the path of least resistance. They want success without the effort, but success doesn't work that way. Success requires you to step out of your comfort zone. It demands that you face the things you fear, the things that challenge you, and the things that make you uncomfortable. But what happens when you embrace the struggle? You start to build resilience. You start to see obstacles as opportunities rather than roadblocks. Every time you face difficulty and keep moving forward, you reinforce the belief in your own strength. You begin to realize that you are capable of so much more than you initially thought. You start to understand that the struggle isn't something to avoid, it's something to embrace. Resilience is one of the most important qualities you can develop. It's what helps you get back up after every setback, what pushes you forward when you feel like giving up. And the best part, resilience is something you can cultivate. The more you face challenges and choose to rise above them, the more resilient you become. It's not a trait you're born with, it's something you build through consistent effort. Imagine yourself in the middle of a storm. The winds are fierce, the rain is relentless, and it feels like you're never going to make it through. But then you realize something. You've faced storms before, you've weathered difficulties, you've been knocked down and gotten back up, and the strength you've gained from those past struggles is what's going to carry you through this one. Each challenge you face is an opportunity to grow stronger, to become more equipped to handle whatever comes next. And when you push through the struggle, something incredible happens. You begin to realize that the struggle was never meant to stop you. It was meant to teach you, to transform you into the person you need to be in order to achieve your dreams. This is where the power of perspective comes in. When faced with a challenge, you can either view it as a roadblock, or you can see it as an opportunity for growth. The choice is yours. When you choose to view challenges as opportunities, you open yourself up to new possibilities. You start to see every setback as a lesson, every failure as a stepping stone to success. It's also important to understand that success doesn't happen overnight. It takes time, effort, and patience. So many people give up just before they're about to experience a breakthrough. They get discouraged when things aren't moving as fast as they'd like, but they don't realize that every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. The journey to success is often slow and steady, but it's the consistency that matters most. It's about taking small steps every day, even when it feels like you're not making significant progress. Over time, those small steps add up to big results. Every day you keep going, you're moving closer to your goal. Every challenge you overcome, you're becoming stronger. So how do you stay motivated when the journey feels long and the struggle seems never ending? It's simple. You keep your eyes on the end result. Remember why you started in the first place. Hold on to your vision of success and let that vision drive you forward, even when times get tough. The challenges will come, but as long as you keep your focus on your goal, you'll keep moving forward. And don't forget that the journey is just as important as the destination. It's easy to get caught up in the end result and forget to appreciate how far you've come. Every step you take is a victory. Every obstacle you overcome is a triumph. The person you become on the journey is just as important as the success you achieve at the end. So, when the struggle comes, don't fight it. Don't try to avoid it. Embrace it. See it for what it truly is. An opportunity to grow, to learn, and to become the best version of yourself. The struggle is not your enemy. It's your greatest teacher. And with every lesson, you'll become stronger, wiser, and more prepared for the success that's waiting for you on the other side. Keep pushing forward. The journey is worth it. Imagine you're at the starting line of a race. The crowd is cheering and the finish line is in sight. But what happens if you let your focus wander? What happens if you start thinking about the obstacles, the mistakes you might make, or the challenges ahead? Your performance will suffer. You'll lose the race before it even begins. In life, focus is everything. It's the key to unlocking your potential and achieving the success you want. But focus isn't just about concentrating on your goals. It's about mastering your mindset. The mind is incredibly powerful, and what you choose to focus on will shape your reality. If you focus on negativity, failure, and doubt, that's what you'll see. But if you focus on solutions, growth, and possibility, that's what you'll create. It all comes down to the stories you tell yourself. Your mind is constantly speaking to you, and it's up to you to decide what to listen to. The narrative you choose to believe shapes your actions and ultimately your outcomes. If you tell yourself that you're not good enough or that success is out of reach, that will be your reality. But if you change your mindset and focus on your strengths, your potential, and your ability to overcome challenges, you'll start to see opportunities everywhere you look. The power of focus lies in its ability to keep you on track. It helps you block out distractions and maintain a clear vision of what you want to achieve. Focus keeps you aligned with your goals, even when the path gets tough. Without focus, it's easy to get lost in the chaos of everyday life, to get sidetracked by external pressures or your own fears. But when you can train your mind to stay focused on the bigger picture, you unlock a power that can move mountains. One of the biggest distractions in life is the constant bombardment of information. We live in an age where we're connected to everything at all times: social media, news, messages, emails. It's overwhelming. And yet, all of this noise pulls us away from what really matters. It keeps us from focusing on the things that are going to move us forward. The key to staying focused is to limit these distractions. It's about setting boundaries and learning to say no to things that don't align with your goals. Think about the most successful people in the world. What do they all have in common? They have a laser-like focus on their goals. They don't get distracted by the noise. They don't let setbacks or challenges derail them. Instead, they stay focused on their vision and keep working toward it day after day. They understand that focus is the key to progress, and they've learned how to cultivate it in their lives. But focus isn't just about blocking out distractions. It's also about consistency. Success doesn't happen because of one big action. It happens through the small, consistent actions you take every single day. It's about showing up even when you don't feel like it. It's about making progress, no matter how small, and trusting that each step will bring you closer to your goal. Focus helps you stay disciplined in the process, even when the results aren't immediate. Another aspect of focus is the ability to stay present. So often, we get caught up in worrying about the future or regretting the past. We lose sight of what's happening right now. But the truth is, the present moment is where all the power lies. It's where you can take action, where you can make decisions that will shape your future. When you can train your mind to stay present and focused on what's in front of you, you'll find that you have more energy, clarity, and motivation to keep moving forward. Being present also means being mindful of your thoughts and emotions. When you feel doubt creeping in, when you start to question your abilities, it's important to acknowledge those feelings without letting them control you. You can choose to let go of negative thoughts and focus on the positive. You can choose to replace fear with confidence, uncertainty with trust in yourself. By staying present and mindful, you can shift your mindset in the moment and regain control of your focus. One powerful tool to improve your focus is visualization. Imagine yourself achieving your goal. Picture the steps you need to take to get there and feel the emotions you'll experience when you succeed. Visualization helps to create a mental blueprint for success. It trains your mind to see the path clearly and gives you the motivation to keep going. The more you visualize your success, the more real it becomes, and the more you'll believe that it's possible. Another way to maintain focus is to break down your goals into manageable tasks. When you look at a big goal, it can feel overwhelming. It's easy to get lost in the enormity of it all. But when you break it down into smaller, actionable steps, it becomes much easier to stay focused. Focus on one task at a time. Take it day by day. Each step is a victory in itself, and each step gets you closer to your goal. By focusing on the present task, you can prevent overwhelm and stay motivated throughout the journey. Focus also requires you to make choices. You can't focus on everything at once. You have to decide what matters most and direct your energy there. This means making sacrifices. It means saying no to things that don't serve your higher purpose, even if they seem appealing in the moment. Every choice you make either brings you closer to your goals or takes you further away. When you become intentional about where you direct your energy, your focus becomes more powerful. But let's be honest, staying focused is not always easy. Life is full of distractions. There will be days when you feel like giving up or when the obstacles seem too big to overcome. But remember, the moment you decide to stay focused is the moment you start to take control of your life. No matter how hard it gets, keep your eyes on the prize. Stay focused and trust that every step you take is a step closer to the life you want. Focus is a skill that can be developed. The more you practice it, the easier it becomes. Start by eliminating distractions. setting clear goals, and committing to consistency. Focus on what you can control and let go of the things that don't matter. Keep your vision in mind and trust the process. With every decision you make, you'll move closer to the life you want. Your focus is your power. Use it wisely. Fear is something that we all face, whether it's fear of failure, fear of rejection, or fear of the unknown. Fear can be paralyzing. It can stop us from pursuing our dreams, from reaching our full potential, and from stepping into new opportunities. But here's the truth. Fear is not something to avoid. It's something to confront, embrace, and use as fuel for growth. The key to overcoming fear is not to pretend it doesn't exist, but to face it head on. Fear is a natural response to uncertainty, to stepping outside of our comfort zone. When you try something new or take a risk, fear will show up. And that's okay. The most successful people are not the ones who are fearless. They are the ones who feel the fear but do it anyway. They take action despite the fear. They understand that fear is not a barrier, but a sign that they are pushing themselves to grow. Growth happens when you step out of your comfort zone. Think about the times in your life when you've experienced the most growth. It's never when you're playing it safe. It's when you've faced a challenge, taken a leap, and ventured into the unknown. It's when you've pushed past your fears and come out on the other side stronger, smarter, and more resilient. One powerful way to overcome fear is to shift your mindset. Instead of seeing fear as a sign of danger, start seeing it as a sign of opportunity. Fear is your body's way of telling you that you're about to do something important. It's a signal that you're on the edge of growth. When you reframe fear in this way, it becomes less intimidating. It becomes a tool that drives you forward instead of holding you back. Another way to tackle fear is through preparation. The more prepared you are, the less you have to fear. When you have a plan in place, when you know what to expect, and when you feel confident in your abilities, fear loses its power. Preparation builds your confidence and helps you face challenges with clarity and calm. It's like having armor for the battles you face. When you're well prepared, fear doesn't feel as overwhelming. It's also important to understand that fear often comes from our own minds. We create worst-case scenarios and imagine outcomes that haven't even happened. In reality, many of the things we fear are not as big or as dangerous as we imagine. By questioning our fears and challenging those negative thoughts, we can start to see things from a different perspective. Fear loses its grip when we realize that we have the power to change our thoughts and reframe our reality. One of the most effective ways to overcome fear is through action. When we face our fears, we often realize that they aren't as scary as we thought. Taking small steps forward, even when we're afraid, helps us build momentum. Every time we push through fear, we grow stronger, and with each step, the fear becomes less powerful. You don't have to leap into the unknown all at once. Start with small, manageable actions and gradually build up your courage. The more you act in the face of fear, the less control it has over you. It's also crucial to acknowledge that failure is not something to be feared, but something to learn from. Failure is simply feedback. It's an opportunity to adjust, learn, and improve. When we fear failure, we hold ourselves back from taking action. But when we embrace failure as part of the process, we take the pressure off ourselves and free ourselves to try new things. Every failure is a lesson that brings you closer to success. Without failure, there can be no growth. And without growth, we cannot evolve into the person we are meant to become. When you face fear, it's important to have a support system. Surround yourself with people who encourage you, who believe in you, and who have faced their own fears. Having a strong support network helps you feel less alone in your journey. It gives you the strength to keep going, even when fear tries to hold you back. Don't be afraid to lean on others for support when you need it. We're all in this together, and having people who lift you up can make all the difference. One of the most empowering things you can do to overcome fear is to focus on your why. Why do you want to succeed? Why do you want to take that risk? Why do you want to face your fear head on? When you connect with your deeper purpose, fear becomes easier to navigate. Your why becomes a powerful motivator that pushes you to keep going, even when you're afraid. When you remember why you're doing something, fear takes a backseat to your greater purpose. Another critical element in overcoming fear is the willingness to be vulnerable. When you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you open yourself up to new experiences, new connections, and new growth. Vulnerability is not weakness, it's strength. It's the courage to show up as your authentic self even when you're afraid. By embracing vulnerability, you create space for true growth and transformation. Embracing fear and growth is a continual process. You won't overcome every fear overnight, and that's okay. The journey of growth is a lifelong one. Every time you face a fear, you will become stronger, more resilient, and more capable. You will develop a mindset that allows you to tackle any challenge that comes your way. Fear will no longer control you. You will control it. As you embrace growth, remember that you are capable of far more than you think. The power to overcome fear and step into your potential is already within you. All you need is the courage to take that first step and the resilience to keep moving forward. Don't let fear hold you back. Let it fuel your growth. You are not defined by your fears. You are defined by how you rise above them. Fear may never fully disappear, but with the right mindset, tools, and support, you can learn to navigate it with confidence. When you embrace fear as part of the process of growth, you will find that you can accomplish things you never thought possible. Step into the unknown, trust yourself, and remember, every step forward, no matter how small, is a victory. Embrace your fears and let them propel you to greatness. Success isn't built overnight. It's not about a single breakthrough moment. Instead, it's about the daily, consistent actions that compound over time. One of the most powerful traits you can develop is persistence. Persistence is the unwavering determination to keep going, even when the path gets difficult, when the results aren't immediate, or when the obstacles feel overwhelming. The key to achieving long-term success lies in your ability to stick with it, even when it seems like progress is slow or non-existent. Persistence is not just about working hard, it's about working smart and keeping your focus on the bigger picture. Many people give up too soon, believing that because they haven't seen immediate results, their efforts are pointless. The reality is that every small action you take adds up. Just like drops of water eventually carve out a canyon, the small steps you take every day have the power to shape your future. Success doesn't always come in bursts. Often it arrives quietly, built through patience and commitment. Think about the things in life that take time to develop. A tree doesn't grow in a day. It starts as a small seed, needing nurturing, water, and the right conditions to grow. The same is true for your goals. Whether you're working on your personal growth, building a career, or trying to master a new skill, it's important to understand that the journey is long and you'll need to show up day after day. Persistence is the daily act of continuing to do the right things, even when the progress doesn't feel visible. This is where consistency becomes crucial. Consistency is the ability to keep going, even when the results aren't obvious. It's the daily habit of showing up, putting in the work, and staying committed to your goal. Consistency is often what separates those who succeed from those who give up. The ones who persist, who keep showing up, even on the days when they feel like giving up, are the ones who eventually see the rewards. It's also important to recognize that persistence isn't about brute force or pushing through without taking care of yourself. It's about creating habits that support your goals, making sure you're continually moving forward in a balanced way. Consistency doesn't mean burning yourself out. It means making small, sustainable actions part of your routine. Even on days when you feel like you're not making progress, remember that you're still moving forward. The key is to keep that forward momentum going. The idea of persistence and consistency goes hand in hand with learning how to embrace setbacks. Every journey has bumps in the road, and failure is inevitable, but it's how you respond to these failures that defines your success. Rather than viewing setbacks as failures, see them as stepping stones. Each mistake, each obstacle is a lesson. They provide valuable insights into how you can do things differently, how you can improve. The most successful people didn't get to where they are by avoiding failure. They got there by learning from it. They understand that each failure is simply part of the process, an opportunity to refine their approach and to keep pushing forward with more knowledge and determination. Persistence isn't about ignoring failures, it's about using them to fuel your drive. When you embrace failure as part of your journey, you can keep moving forward with more resilience. In addition to persistence and consistency, patience is another crucial aspect of long-term success. It's easy to get frustrated when things don't move as quickly as you'd like, but patience teaches us to trust the process. Success doesn't always happen on our timeline. Sometimes it takes longer than expected, but if you're persistent, consistent, and patient, the results will eventually come. The key is to stay focused and keep putting in the work, no matter how long it takes. In many cases, we tend to overestimate what can be achieved in a short period while underestimating what can be achieved over time. Small efforts compounded daily lead to massive change. It's like a savings account. Deposit a little bit every day, and over time, you'll see the balance grow. The same principle applies to your goals. If you commit to small, consistent actions, over time, they will lead to extraordinary results. One way to keep yourself motivated during this long process is to regularly remind yourself of the why behind your goals. Why are you working toward this? What is driving you? Understanding your deeper purpose can help you push through the tough times. Your purpose is your fuel. When the going gets tough, reconnecting with why you're doing something can reignite your passion and remind you of the bigger picture. However, there are times when persistence can feel exhausting. You might face moments when it feels like you're giving everything and getting nothing in return. In those moments, it's important to take a step back and acknowledge your progress, no matter how small. Progress is not always linear. Sometimes it feels like you're stuck. But if you look closely, you'll see that you are in fact moving forward. Growth takes time, and sometimes the smallest actions you take today lead to big breakthroughs tomorrow. As you continue your journey, keep in mind that success is not a destination. It's a continuous journey of growth, learning, and improvement. Persistence and consistency are not just means to an end, they are the tools that will help you grow into the person you're meant to be. They are the keys to unlocking your true potential. Even when the road feels long, even when the end seems far away, keep going, because with each step, no matter how small, you are getting closer to your goals. In summary, persistence and consistency are not about the flashy moments or the instant results. They're about doing the work day in and day out. They're about staying the course, even when the journey feels long or tough. And most importantly, they're about believing in the process, trusting that all the small efforts will eventually lead to success. Stay persistent, stay consistent, and keep moving forward. Success will follow. Life is constantly evolving, and so should you. Change is inevitable, yet many people resist it, fearing the unknown or holding on to old habits and ways of thinking. However, the truth is that change is the most powerful tool for growth. It forces you to adapt, learn, and find new paths to success. But embracing change doesn't mean simply allowing it to happen to you. It means actively choosing to grow, evolve, and steer your life in the direction you want to go. Often when we hear about change, we think of it as something that happens suddenly, something that disrupts our lives. But true change is a gradual process. It's the small shifts, the minor adjustments that add up over time to create something monumental. It's about rethinking your approach, questioning what's not serving you, and being open to new ways of thinking and doing. At the core of this transformation is the need for flexibility. Life doesn't always unfold the way we expect. The path to success is rarely straight. There will be detours, setbacks, and moments when you'll need to recalibrate. It's important to understand that flexibility doesn't mean being passive or giving up on your goals. It means being able to adjust your strategy, rethink your approach, and keep moving forward, even when things don't go according to plan. Being flexible also means being open to learning. In a world that's rapidly changing, the ability to learn new skills and adapt to new technologies and trends is crucial. People who continue to evolve are the ones who embrace learning as a lifelong journey. When you commit to learning, you open yourself to endless opportunities. Every experience, every new piece of knowledge, and every skill you acquire strengthens your ability to navigate life's twists and turns. However, learning and change aren't always comfortable. Sometimes they challenge your beliefs, your comfort zone, and the familiar routines you've grown accustomed to. But it's in these uncomfortable moments where true growth happens. Think about a time in your life when you faced something unfamiliar or difficult. While it was hard in the moment, it's likely that it pushed you to grow in ways you never anticipated. The discomfort that comes with change is a sign that you're evolving, that you're stepping outside your comfort zone and into new territory. When you resist change, you stay stuck in old patterns. These patterns may have once served you, but as life changes, so must you. Sticking to what's familiar may provide short-term comfort, but it will not bring you the long-term fulfillment and success you're striving for. Embracing change means letting go of outdated ideas, breaking free from limiting beliefs, and opening yourself up to the endless possibilities ahead. To embrace change effectively, it's important to have a clear sense of purpose. Without purpose, change can feel aimless and overwhelming. Your purpose is the compass that guides you through the stormy seas of life. It's the driving force behind your actions, helping you to stay focused and motivated even when the road gets tough. When you know why you're changing and what you're working toward, it becomes easier to navigate through challenges and obstacles. Having a clear purpose also means understanding what truly matters to you. When you're clear about your values and priorities, it's easier to make decisions and take actions that align with your vision. Change can be overwhelming, but when you know where you're headed, it gives you the strength and clarity to move forward with confidence. It's not about changing for the sake of change. It's about evolving in a way that aligns with your deepest desires and goals. Embracing change also involves letting go of perfectionism. Many people hesitate to take action because they fear that things won't be perfect. But perfection is an illusion. No path will ever be perfect. No strategy will ever be flawless. The key is to take imperfect action, to try, fail, learn, and adjust. Change requires you to be okay with uncertainty, with making mistakes, and with learning as you go. Perfection doesn't exist in real life, only progress does. And it's through progress that you'll eventually reach your destination. Another aspect of embracing change is surrounding yourself with people who support your growth. It's easy to stay in environments that keep you comfortable, but if you want to change, you'll need to be around people who encourage your evolution. Seek out those who challenge you, those who push you to think differently, and those who inspire you to keep going even when things get tough. These people can help you see things from a new perspective, provide valuable feedback, and offer the support you need during difficult times. Change is also about accepting that not everything will go according to plan. Some things will go wrong, and that's okay. What matters is how you respond. If you can stay adaptable, learn from the situation, and continue moving forward, you will be better equipped to handle whatever comes your way. Embracing change doesn't mean having all the answers right away. It means being willing to experiment, try new things, and adjust as necessary. One of the most powerful tools in embracing change is self-reflection. Taking time to reflect on your actions, decisions, and growth allows you to understand where you've been and where you're headed. Self-reflection helps you recognize patterns, identify areas of improvement, and acknowledge your achievement. It also gives you the space to check in with yourself and ask if the changes you're making are truly in line with your values and purpose. When you reflect on your journey, you gain insight into what's working and what's not. This awareness empowers you to adjust your approach, let go of what's no longer serving you, and keep moving forward with greater clarity. Self-reflection isn't about being hard on yourself. It's about gaining perspective and using that perspective to evolve into the best version of yourself. Change is a constant companion in life. It's not something to fear, but something to embrace. With every change comes an opportunity to grow, to learn, and to step closer to the life you desire. So, don't shy away from it. Welcome it with open arms. As you embrace change, remember that you are not simply changing for the sake of change. You are evolving with purpose, becoming the person you were always meant to be. And in doing so, you unlock the true power within you to create a life full of meaning, growth, and fulfillment.